Now, it's been 10 years. Time to put your rose-tinted glasses on, you decrepit old Tenno. Time to tell the younglings about back in my day. Hey, what's up, you beautiful feckers? How you all doing? Now, 10 years ago, Warframe's movement system was incredibly different. Before update 17, we could spin like a Beyblade and launch ourselves across a map at high speeds. This is footage of it in the background in action, courtesy of an OG creator called Nooble Showtek, who was easily one of our best creators back in the day. Now, we thought it looked cool. In our heads, it resembled maybe something from an anime like this, but in reality, more often than not, it ended with this, smacking face first into a wall and having to restart, or on the odd occasion, falling out of the map. Now, it was a bug that became a feature. DE left it in because of its popularity with players for getting missions done much quicker, but 10 years ago, its time had come and DE decided to old yeller it. They brought it out back, they put it out of its misery, and they gave us a new movement system, our parkour system that we have right now, with bullet jumping, with wall running, and they left Coptering to the history books. That is until now, with the introduction of the new Dual Zoren Prime that came with Glasses Prime access. Its passive, of course, is Coptering. Airborne slide attacks will boost your movement speed until you land. Basically, it is you jump, you slide, and then you melee, and it will sling you just a little bit. However, it is only a shadow of its former self. It feels like maybe Coptering from Temu. You can prolong its effect by aim gliding at the end of the Coptering, but it's honestly nowhere near as effective as what the old Dual Zorens were. Or maybe I'm wrong and it just doesn't feel like that, and like I said, I've got those rose-tinted glasses on. Now, aside from the passive and the bringing back of the Coptering, the weapons themselves are just okay. They're Mastery 13 axes, so their damage, I guess, fits that tier of weapon. They can kill like pretty much any melee in game right now, since we have arcanes, galvanized mods, companion mods that can amplify that as well, and of course Warframes that can amplify anything and to make them kill. In fact, you could run with a space cucumber and slap grenade around the place with different type of helicopters and still get work done because of the current level of power creep. You can boost the effectiveness of any of your melee weapons by running Arcane Fury on your Warframe for bonus melee damage, Arcane Strike for bonus attack speed, Avenger for bonus crit chance. You could run with Tenacious Bond on your companion of choice to give you more crit multiplier, which is huge, especially for the Dual Zoren, consider they already have an incredibly high crit multiplier. You could pop on Tandem Bond for a quicker combo count. You could use a Vulpaphiler to spread viral procs. Basically, your options to make weapons work is crazy right now. So when you look at the Dual Zoren Prime, you see they have 140 base damage, which isn't that high, but 90% of that is slash base. You've got a 30% crit chance, which is big. You've got a huge crit multiplier, a fast attack speed, and you've got that Coptering effect from its passive. Now, it also suffers from low range, which you can mod for, and it has just an okay status chance, which you can also mod for with Weeping Wounds or whatever you want. But its crit multiplier, like I said, is amazing. You can get up on, I think it's about 8-time crit multiplier with Organ Shatter and Gladiator Might. But how do you go about getting the Dual Zoren? What relics do you have to farm? Again, like my last two videos, I will leave a segment at the end of this video going over relics, where to farm them, which ones you want to look for, and where to get them. But how did I mod my Dual Zoren Prime? Now, if you're a new player and you've just picked up the Dual Zoren Prime with the Prime Access with Lavos and you're wondering what way you should mod this weapon because you don't have any of the, I guess, high level mods, then it would be something like this. Okay, so status chance, base damage, attack speed, crit chance, crit damage, and then whichever elemental combinations that you want. So at the minute I've got corrosive and heat, but you could go viral and heat if you wanted to. You could go magnetic, entirely up to you. Now, this is the setup I eventually settle on for my Dual Zoren Prime. It does have 5 forma. You can, of course, switch in or out any mods you have or you don't have in order to fit your own playstyle. If you don't want to go for attack speed because your Warframe is giving you that, then you could put in an elemental mod here. You could do elemental combination and drop the crit multipliers and just go for an elemental build. Again, entirely up to you. But it is pretty much a Weeping Wounds, Blood Rush, Condition Overload setup. Galvanized Steel for your crit chance, of course, and that crit multiplier damage you're going to get that stacks from the bonus from that. I have got Organ Shatter for more crit damage. I have got Berserker Fury for increased attack speed. Now, for arcanes, you can go with, I guess, whichever one you want. If you want to go with melee influence, you can go for that. If you want to go for melee duplicate so that your base crit hits have a 100% chance to attack a second time. If you want to go for affliction, since The Zoren Prime's stance does lift enemies, even if they don't physically lift out of off the ground. It will give them that lift effect, which will allow you to spread status effects more frequently. Again, completely up to you which one you want to use. If you do decide to use melee afflictions, then of course you're going to want to use a Tenno mod, because it is going to allow your heavy attacks to not cost combo count, but also give lifted status or flung status to enemies. But look, at the end of the day, it's your weapon, mod it however you want to fit your own playstyle. Just have fun, that's the main thing. Now, when it comes to what relics you're going to need in order to farm the Dual Zoren Prime, I'm just going to use the same segment that I used on the Lavos Prime video and of course on the Cedo Prime videos, since it is part of that Prime access and it is pretty much universal where you're going to farm the relics and which ones you're actually going to need. So this is it. But these are the relics on screen right now that you're going to need for each of the new Prime items: Lavos, the Cedo, and of course the Dual Zoren Prime as well. Now the Coptering is back. Now you're free to farm the relics however you want to, but capture missions and disruption missions are the preferred way for a lot of players within the community, and I'm sure plenty of people will leave comments telling you which missions you should run in the comment section below. Missions like Hepit is a void capture, so it's quick and it drops Lith relics. Uko is another capture that drops both Meso relics and Neo relics, or if you prefer disruption farming, then Olympus on Mars for Meso relics, Ur on Uranus for Neo relics, and Apollo on Lua will give you Axie relics. Or you could try something like Xeni on Eris, which can drop Axie relics I think on round 3 or round 4, but not many players like running Xeni. Now syndicates can also sell you relic packs for 20k standing, and any of the mining vendors on Cetus, on Fortuna and on Deimos also have relic packs up for sale for standing as well. There is also Teshin, who will sell you relic packs for steel essence, so you have a lot of ways to get the relics that you need. Now, the Dual Zoren Prime are fast, they're flashy, and of course they're fun. They are weapons that I've honestly wanted a Prime version of for years. Even like years ago, I actually got caught out where someone posted a fake picture of a supposed leak of Dual Zoren Primes that were coming, and I made a video on it thinking, oh my god, finally Dual Zoren Primes are coming and they're a weapon I really wanted, and then it was a fake and I was like, fuck, so I had to delete the video. That's how excited I was to get my hands finally on a Dual Zoren Prime, but they never arrived, and now they have, and it's just an okay weapon, right? It's nothing to write home about. Yes, they're powerful, but they're not as powerful as our most powerful melee weapons, which is understandable, but also a little bit disappointing from my perspective, because I've wanted them for so long, and not everything can be a powerhouse, so it is what it is. Now, like the Acrid, right? The Acrid is another weapon that I'm still holding out hope for, that maybe we will get another variant of it, or an Incarnon that will be quite powerful one day. Not sure we'll ever get it, but I'm still holding out hope. But let me know in the comment section below, what old school weapon do you kind of hold out hope for from when you first started playing the game, that you want a powerful or a better version of? Maybe a weapon like the Stug. Also, let me know what you think of the Dual Zoren Primes, and of course of that Coptering effect. Maybe I'm using them wrong. Have a great day either way, have a great week, and as always, thanks for watching.